Remedies, third category. Remedies which deal with infection by parasitic worms. Now, worm cures were very much a feature of herbals. At the time of the physicians of Myddfai, worms were believed to be a general causative agent and the root cause of many diseases. Now, this is not unreasonable at all, because most people at that time would have been parasited by worms to some extent, and their elimination was presumably a good thing. And examples of what you should do, the roots of the mugwort boiled in wine will destroy worms. And then, secondly, another one, get some plantain, press the juice out of it and drink a cupful, and also apply the herb to your navel. Thirdly, for the toothache, which seems a little bit odd, take a candle of sheep's suet with some eringo seeds in it and burn it as near the tooth as possible. Some cold water being held under the candle. How are you going to do this? I don't know. But the interesting thing is that the worms destroying the tooth, the worms which are destroying the tooth will drop into the water in order to escape from the heat of the candle. That's well, that's what's there, you know, whatever you make of it. But the matter of parasitic worms was very important, you know, because everybody suffered from them pretty well. Now, the examination of urine as a diagnostic tool, and as the manuscript declares, from the condition of a man's urine may be distinguished his defects, fevers, plagues, and diseases, whether they be present or absent. 30 classes of urine are recognized and described by every color, all sorts of colors, clear, greasy, everything you can think of. And it also deals with urinary calculi, which is kidney stones or bladder stones. And you deal with those, I'll explain why I mentioned that. They could be dissolved by taking the saxifrage plant, which grows, this is the crucial thing, in stony places. Now, this is an example of sympathetic magic. You remove the stones by using a plant growing in stony ground. This runs through magic and the really ancient medicine. Now, the process of bleeding and bloodletting. Probably the central feature of medieval medicine down to the 18th century. Now, I imagine that there are many here who've been for a flu jab, as a matter of course. In an analogous fashion, up until about 200 years ago, very many people, perhaps who could, went as a matter of course at a certain time of the year to be bled. But sometimes for a particular ailment, but they went generally just to be bled. And in the time of the physicians of Myddfai, it wasn't quite as simple as that. The actual bloodletting could only be undertaken with safety at certain specific days or time. It states that whosoever is bled on the third Monday in January, the first Monday in February, and the second Monday in October will be in danger of death. The 3rd of April is, however, a good day, and it lists them. I won't go any further. Now, this leads one to the concept of dangerous days. Now, 32 days in the year are listed as dangerous. And as he says, know that whosoever is born on one of these days will not live long. Whosoever is married on one of them will die ere long and will exist in pain and poverty. Whosoever shall begin businesses on one of them will not complete it satisfactorily. These dates are as follows, for example, January. Perhaps I better not go on. you never know, basically. No, yes, the so-called dangerous days, however, were not always dangerous in their entirety. If a dangerous day falls on the 20th of the month, it is only dangerous after dusk. But there's an in the actual manuscript, there's a little paragraph at the end which is very telling. After what I've just said, it is, and this was whoever wrote the manuscript did this. He said, it is very doubtful, however, if the person who wrote the manuscript believed in such things, because there is an entry at the end of the list which goes like this: whosoever doubts these sayings is wiser than those who first proclaimed them. Now, diet and lifestyle. A great emphasis was placed on the most suitable diet. The three best cooling drinks are apple water, goat's whey, and spring water. And then they also say the most wholesome meats are as follows. The most wholesome wild beast flesh is venison. The most wholesome domestic animal's flesh is pork, which is a bit surprising, but there we are. The most wholesome wild fowl's flesh is partridge. The most wholesome domestic bird's flesh is the hen. The most wholesome sea fish is the flatfish. And the most wholesome freshwater fish are bass and trout. Now, the physicians were also concerned to describe how one should conduct oneself in a wholesome manner. When rising from bed, walk a while, stretch your limbs, contracting your head and neck. This will cause the spirits to rush from the stomach to the head, and for the head, and from the head, when you sleep, you will fall to the stomach again.